Hi, today was the day I had my cast off, so I figured I would share what it looks like and what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm in my bathroom, so this might be too much information for you, but I'm going to document it because I would want to see something like this if I was having the surgery. Okay, so had my cast taken off, which was fun because the saw broke, but they were able to fix it. And that's freaky. So it doesn't spin. It apparently the blade just goes back and forth, so it can't really cut you. I don't know why that still couldn't cut you, but that's what I was told. They did get a little close at one point, and I moved my foot away. But cast came off, and honestly, it didn't look as horrible as I thought it might, but it was still yucky. So, hair, obviously, and just some flaky, yellowish looking skin. Still have all the marks on my foot. Still have a big scab, of course, on the incision site, and my toes look like little sausages. My foot's a little bit swollen. So I'm going to show this to you. So if you don't want to see it, close your eyes. But here we go. Sorry to go. This is my foot. I have a straight toe, and I don't have a giant bump coming off the side. So yeah, still all the marks on there. Doesn't look too pretty. I mean, I think my foot is fatter than my calf at this point. I mean, my muscles are just completely atrophied. But everyone says that comes back pretty quickly. So let me turn this around. So as far as walking on my foot, they gave me a boot. So let me turn it around against this. I'm low tech here. They gave me a walking boot with the air pump. Originally, they weren't giving me one with the air pump, but we had trouble finding a low one in my size. The one size was way too big, the other side was too small. So they ended up giving me this higher boot, which apparently is for people who had ankle surgery. But whatever. This one fits me perfectly. So what he told me is, I was expecting the whole, get a scale and put 25% of your weight on it and 50 and 75 and so forth, but that's not what he told me. He told me to just put some pressure on my heel with my crutches for the next, couple of days. He doesn't want me putting any pressure on the foot yet, but just on the heel, gradually work up to that until I could do that without the crutches, possibly. And after a few days of doing that, when I feel comfortable, then I can start putting a little bit of pressure on my foot and just gradually increase it. And I asked him, what about the whole 25, 50, 75% thing? And he said, well, how are you going to know if you're putting 25%? And I get it, because I did dig my scale out and weigh myself and figure out, how much weight that would be. And it just goes all over the place. So I do kind of get his point. But it's freaky. It feels a little freaky having my foot out. So even just being in the water in the bathtub, it's just every little movement makes my foot flinch. It's just so not used to not being protected. I can move my ankle. It's hard. It's a little hard. Well, I don't know. I mean, I can definitely move it down. Definitely I don't have a normal range of motion, but I can move it, and I can move my toes. Although moving my big toe is not really happening. Especially not right now, because I think my foot's just in shock. So 4 more weeks. 4 weeks at the boot. And hopefully at the end of those 4 weeks I'm walking without the crutches. Probably limping a little bit, I'm imagining. And then I can drive. Once I have the boot off, I can drive, but that's going to be for 4 more weeks. So, yeah, progress. But I guess now the real work begins. Before it was annoying, but I just had to like put up with being stuck in the house. And I also start working full time tomorrow. So I think that's a bit much, but I don't feel like dealing with it. If I went part time at this point, which my doctor would have been willing to do, I would have to deal with all this paperwork, and I've already had lots of paperwork issues with my leave. So I just don't feel like dealing with it. My boss is really flexible and nice, and she'll be accommodating. I work from home, so really it can happen. The problem isn't working. I sit at a desk. It's that every other thing in my life takes so long to do. So then I'm expected to work, an 8-hour day, and then like do all the other things that I'm supposed to do. I've gotten used to waking up whenever, doing some chores in the morning, making my tea, doing whatever, it's just, I'm busy all day. I do stuff around the house, but those things take me a really long time, so. But right now, the focus is going to be on practicing walking. So when we came back, I practiced, putting my heel down. What I'm finding is useful too is when I'm sitting down to put some pressure on my heel at this point. But yeah, it's scary taking the next step. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and get some of this nastiness off of my foot. I haven't actually put any soap on it yet. I'm just trying to soak it. So more to come. I'll check in a few days. My doctor made it sound like I should be able to walk on my heel in a few days. I really don't see how that's going to be possible without the crutches, because he said without the crutches. Because the shape of the boot, it's just bizarre. Like, you just can't put weight just on your heel. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes. But that's my update. Talk to you in a few days. Bye.